Hi, it's Kim from Sales for Non-Salespeople, here with my good friend and colleague Lori Saitz, a networking strategist. So in our last video, we attempted to illustrate whether it was possible to have a conversation without asking questions. And I think we pretty definitively proved that it is not possible to have an effective conversation without asking questions.
Very difficult.
Yes. So how does one go from making that ineffective small talk into something more meaningful and a little deeper? Now, I know this is something that Lori works with her clients on, and certainly I do as well, because in networking and sales and interactions within the business community, this really is an important skill to have. And being able to move from those sort of small talk, hey, what do you do kind of things, into something a little deeper does take a little skill and a little practice. So let's talk about, how do you do that?
Yeah. Well, people have been trained to ask that "what do you do" question, but it's really an awful question because it doesn't serve any good purpose. You don't get any good information from asking it.
No, especially, you're right, especially if you're at a networking event where you may meet people from all sorts of different industries, it might help you just to kind of understand where they're coming from. But beyond that, you can't do a lot with it.
No, the question I really love and prefer is, what are you really excited about working on right now?
Right. What a fantastic question. And why is that such a fantastic question? Because it doesn't matter whether I'm employed or perhaps working in a voluntary capacity, or maybe even I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I'm really involved in a project with my children's school.
Right.
And it means that I can start to talk about something that is meaningful to me, and that helps you understand a little bit more about what's important to me and what I'm actually doing.
And who you are,
Right.
And how I might be able to help you.
Right. So that's actually a really good point, because conversations in a business setting aren't just about, hey, let's get to know each other. Sure, that's a part of it. But really, let's be honest, we're all in business for some reason or other, and we are looking for to find people whose problems and issues are things that maybe match with things that we offer as solutions. Can't do that without having some meaningful conversation.
Exactly. So that's a great question to get you into a more meaningful conversation.
And I would just follow that up with, once you have started down the track into a more meaningful conversation, what's really important is to continue asking questions to start to unravel what this person is really about. Now, that doesn't mean you just ask random questions, because that's also going to be pretty meaningless pretty quickly. So what's an example of something that you could do to sort of moving the conversation forward?
After that question?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what the person says. So it's about listening to what they're saying and basing your next question on what you heard.
So important. This is so important, because you cannot be preparing for the next thing you're going to say and not listening, because that also results in a really disjointed, ineffective conversation.
Yeah.
You need to listen to the answer of the question that you've already asked. So what would you say then, top pointers for moving the conversation and asking questions that take that conversation into a more meaningful level? What kinds of things would you suggest?
Well, again, I think it's hard to say without having an answer from the first question to know what to say to the second question.
But something like this, we want to make sure that the questions are open-ended.
Right.
So you're not asking something that could be answered with a yes or a no.
So what are you really excited about working on right now?
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic. How did you get into doing that?
Right, exactly. But you wouldn't want to say, well, that sounds interesting. Do you like it?
Of course they like it. They just told you they liked it.
Right, but they might just say, if it's not a person who's really comfortable engaging, they may stop right there and just say, well, yes. And then what do you do? And so this is important, because when you move more from just getting to know each other or networking conversations, and you move into something that is maybe more of a sales conversation, these skills transfer directly into the sales conversation. And the same idea, you need to be looking for ways to engage. You need to be not asking questions can be answered with yes or no. And really critically, you need to listen.
Yes.
You need to listen to the answers.
Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So if either of us could maybe help you develop your conversational skills, either to be more comfortable in a networking situation or in a sales conversation situation, then please do reach out to us. You can find us both on LinkedIn. Lori Saitz is Saitz.
Yes.
And I'm Kim Frederick, and I need to spell that one too.
And we'll put the information below the
We will.
the video.
Yes, we will. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.